Good morning, it's Kemi here from Birthjoy and Invisible Midwives with time on her hands because she's doing a lot more rest and a lot more talking about childbirth than sitting in the birth room, which is my favourite place to be, but I'm getting around a bit more now that I'm awake and getting to sleep at night. So wanted to talk a bit about what I saw on the Birthchoice UK website this morning. I keep an eye on the trends and I've just noticed again that the trend is upwards for caesarean section rates, for forceps rates and for induction rates. And I absolutely know without a shadow of a doubt that women will give birth in the right environment, with the right people, with the right knowledge, confidence in themselves, because I see it over and over again. I see first-time birthers doing it. I see women who've had previous C-sections, 2 or 3, doing it. I see it all the time. Given time, patience, knowledge, confidence, they have the baby the way women have been made to have them. So when I see these rates going up, I think it says more about the environment and perhaps the beliefs of the people around them, and maybe what media has spoken to them about their ability to give birth. And it makes me unhappy, but at the same time, I know there's more and more of us out there that are talking about the ability of women to give birth, and that perhaps one day we'll start to see the trend going the other way. I've seen Chelsea and Westminster Hospital in excess of 34% C-section rates. My beloved St Thomas's, 33%. Yeah, makes me a bit unhappy. Because I see women doing it over and over and over again, and those of us that work one-to-one with women, those of us that are caseloading, we definitely see much lower rates than that. So I think again it speaks about the importance of women having one-to-one known care in a familiar environment with skilled caregivers and with confident birth support. And I think we need to be pursuing that, because C-sections are amazing. They saved my son, my first child, who was born by C-section, because he got distressed because I was induced for raised blood pressure, which was, now that I'm a midwife, I know really we should have had some bloods, and really maybe they could have treated me rather than just inducing my labour at 39 weeks. But we've waded through that, me and him, and he's improved his health. He had a weak chest at first, respiratory problems throughout his childhood, irritable bowel, poor immunity, the works, born through my abdomen. I'm really glad I gave him life through my abdomen, but I think it would have been better for him and for me if he'd been squeezed out of my vagina the way I was made. But I don't know, that would have probably happened if I hadn't been induced. So I'm going to keep banging on about this, because I need women to know that they can have confidence in themselves, and that birth is amazing, and that it's empowering, and that it releases something in us. That power, that knowledge, that confidence, it affects our relationships. And I'm determined now to bang on every day about this, to raise women's awareness that with preparation and with the right support and in the right environment, you can give birth. It's not true that nearly 30% of women have to have surgical births. The elective section rate isn't really moving. It's the emergency C-section rate, which actually is an unplanned C-section. I've seen one emergency section for placenta abruption. All the rest that I have seen, and I haven't seen many, have been unplanned C-sections. Just like mine, really. Mine was an unplanned unplanned C-section. I had time to think, and this was 26 years ago, you know, to take my nail varnish off and shave me and have a chat and things. I had time before my baby was born. It was an unplanned section. It wasn't a true emergency. So the word emergency C-section is a misnomer as well. Anyway, you're going to get used to seeing me doing this because I'm sitting on my terrace and have lots of time. So I'm going to be reading a lot more. Used to read loads, but I'm going to be reading a lot more and sharing what I read. And today I read a bit on Birthchoice UK, so I thought I'd share that. Big love to everyone and look after each other and Happy New Year. Bye for now.